Hi, you. It's me. And I just want to talk a little bit about um, narcissism. It's something that I studied extensively for my master's. And I am not diagnosing Amber as a narcissist. I'll make that clear. But what I will tell you are some of the things that she's experiencing that a narcissist would also experience. When she says that she is depressed, I believe it because narcissists, not saying she is one, but narcissists do get depressed a lot. The reasoning why they get depressed is different from regular depression. A narcissist will feel depressed if there isn't somebody constantly praising them all the time and feeding into their ego. And they get depressed because they can't understand why there aren't other people that think they're as awesome as they think they are. Okay? The second reason why a narcissist might be depressed is because they have no one to bully. A key thing with narcissists is that they will pick on and degrade somebody that they see is beneath them in order to make themselves feel superior and feel good about themselves. It's one of part of the it's part of one of the nastiest things that narcissists do. Again, not saying that Amber is a narcissist, but she does display a lot of behaviors that are very reminiscent of a narcissist. And because she doesn't have a partner with her who is feeding her ego and making her feel good all the time and telling her how wonderful she is, nor does she have a partner that she can beat down and say nasty things to in order to feel superior with them. She has nobody except her pets and her mother. Now you notice when she's with her mother, she's always very happy and giggly because I feel like her mother is feeding her nicely, feeding into her ego and telling her how much she loves her and how cool she is. And honestly, I think that's a good thing. It's nice that she seems to, for now, have a closeness with her mother. She seems to like her mother's boyfriend. She's hanging out with her grandmother, who she had not nice things to say about. So I think it's a good thing that she has her family to rely on because she needs somebody to rely on to feed her ego. Now, is this because she's a narcissist? I'm not saying that. Once again, I'm only saying what I know about narcissists and what I notice in her behaviors that are similar to narcissists. But do I feel like she could be feeling a little depression? Yes. Do I feel it's a typical kind of depression that a depressed person would feel, or somebody who has manic episodes and depressive episodes? No, I don't think it's the same kind of depression. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like an energy vampire some people have used. And what they do is they feed energy off of you. They put you down so they can feed off that superiority energy, or you praise them and they feed off that praise. And I feel like she's very much like that, like an energy vampire, and she feeds off people, and she doesn't have people to feed off of right now. So when she is alone, she gets depressed because there's nobody to feed her with. But when she's with her mother and they're out and they're doing things, she's always very happy, very giggly. I think that's a big part of it. Also, the lying and saying how everything is great and she's eating great, but she has a few little oopsies. I mean, all of that is very reminiscent of what a narcissist does. They want to give the appearance that they are great, that everything is fantastic, that they're doing so well in their lives, and they're working it and they're making progress. The problem is there's a lot of people there, including myself, who has watched her for years and see no progression whatsoever. She will convince herself to the ends of the earth that she is doing better, that she has changed, that she has grown, and she's incredible. Very reminiscent of what a narcissist does. But we see the reality of it. So she has to turn tables, she has to twist it so that we're just saying nasty things because she's overweight. We're just saying nasty things because we don't like her because she has long hair. We're saying nasty things because we're jealous because she has fake nails and lots of cash. She'll twist it into anything so that she looks like the victim, so that she can feed off the energy of the audience who would tell her she's fantastic and wonderful and beautiful. Being a narcissist, and again, not saying Amber is a narcissist, but being a narcissist is being a chameleon. It is changing and doing things the way you think will be approved of by the people around you. Right now, Amber doesn't really have anyone around her except family members. And you don't feed off family members the same way you would a girlfriend or boyfriend, a husband or wife, or friends. You don't feed off their energy in the same way. So that's why she's depressed, in my opinion. Because again, I am not diagnosing her as a narcissist. I'm saying she has tendencies of a narcissist. And I do not believe even for a second that she has borderline personality disorder. I really don't. She doesn't really have those tendencies. But then again, I am not the professional that she supposedly went to. And that again is the problem, because we don't know if she really went to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. She could talk till she's blue in the face. The problem is so much of what she says is not the truth. We can't always prove whether it's the truth or not, but it most likely is not the truth. Like why she didn't go to Pride, like FBI Frank. You know, those things were more obviously lies, but she's told a lot of them. So it's hard to say if anything she says is real or not. She can convince herself that it's real. And I do believe in some cases she really believes, she's convinced herself, she really believes what she's saying is her truth. The problem is it's not always the truth. And even when she is telling the truth, she embellishes it. She embellishes so much. That was a hard word, sorry. She embellishes it so much that it sounds like a lie, even when part of it is the truth. That's another thing that narcissists do, is they'll tell a partial truth and then embellish so that it's almost true, and they convince themselves that it is true, even though that's not necessarily the way things happen. So, is she going through some mental problems? Probably. But it's not in the way that you might think. Is she depressed? Yeah, probably is. But not for the typical reasons why someone would be depressed. She doesn't feel bad about her weight loss not being as progressed as she wants it to be. That's not why she feels bad. This is my opinion, of course. It's not about her progression in her weight loss. It's not about her progression in how far she can walk. These things, I believe, are all for the audience, and she doesn't care about them at all. She cries on command, so it's very hard to tell when tears are real or not. So what do you think here? My summary of it is that I do feel she is depressed. I don't think she has depression. I think that she's just not getting her ego fed, and it's disappointing because people don't see her as awesome and amazing as she thinks she is. I don't know if this clarified anything for anyone. Maybe. Once again, this isn't a diagnosis. This is only what I have seen of her and her similarities too. I just want to make that clear. But I did study extensively. So, who knows? Who knows? But once again, I do believe she has felt depressed symptoms, but probably not the same kind of depression that most of us would understand it to be. Anyway, I was also, by the way, very disappointed that Beck will not be doing an interview with Mr. Snowflake at this time. But that's okay. Maybe later on this year, maybe next year, who knows. Maybe she'll eventually get to it, or maybe she'll just go on and they will talk about what they want to talk about to make themselves feel better, to help them heal. I really think that if Beck were to air out some of the things that they have been holding back, I really think it would be very good for them. I think it would give them a sense of relief and further healing. That's my belief, but it's up to Beck what they want to do. I would never want to push somebody, especially when they have been having a lot of issues, a lot of struggles. You don't want to push somebody who's in the midst of that. You just want to support them. And I think that's one thing I hope Beck understands, is that we all support them and we want the best for them. And again, sure, want the tea, but more importantly, we want Beck to succeed. And I hope they understand that. Anyway, that's all I got to say.